Hello, this is Maureen. What's it called? Improv night comedies. TarotVisions Maureen. Hello, everybody. Hello, and I would like to say, hello, Julie.
Hi, Maureen.
And I would like to say I had a really good holiday. One thing that it wasn't so good is my Mac, my poor Mac. I miss it. And because of it, and because of this coffee thing that happened, it was closed. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to get gross or anything, but I went, I was livid because it turned on, but it's all black screen is what happened. I grabbed that thing off the table so fast, it was closed up, and I was, it's hardly anything, well, whatever. And then I learned about whatever I can to try to fix something. And that Mac has been, always on this side of me where I can see the chat room and everything, you guys. Hello to people in the chat room. I kind of, it's going to be hard for me to do everything. I'm a little bit older these days. I can't multitask as I used to. But the Mac, anyway, I just want to say real quick, is, they're real expensive. But I went to the Mac, I went and did some research on YouTube. Not to be grossed out, but I can say whatever I want at this time at night. Julie, this is really gross, but this one guy, I guess some kids threw up all over the map.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking, and it was opened. So it was, and he says, so he was showing on the thing, he goes, okay, if someone got sick all over this, it wasn't just a spill. He said, but so this is what I did. So I was looking at what people, Doug, you're in there, you know how I'll research anything I can. And, that's who I am. And because I'm not going to tolerate it. So I was like, if that guy can do it, and he showed me, and he's talking about corrosion or getting everything out of there, the keys sticking. Okay, well, the pad, the keys were not a problem, but the thing that it was not charging. It looked like a faint green, and then it's just a black screen. You could hear the fan going. So I ended up unscrewing the back of it, and I opened it up because you have to do it on that. The battery's not right there. And I had to get a special thing, and I did see some drippings of coffee, but not much. It wasn't that bad. Again, it wasn't in the keypads, so they weren't sticking or anything. So I cleaned that up very nicely. I looked around for any corrosion, didn't see any on. So I closed it back up. I went and saw the Genius, those Mac Genius whatever bar. I made an appointment, and of course, this is what they say, and the idiots. He comes out and he says to me, well, I've got some good news and bad news, but this is the way he puts it. This is a total sales pitch. The bad news is, and first of all, these guys they don't do it. I don't think he even opened it up himself. He claims he did, but he said that they send it out to the other people, right? It goes out. It sends out. He says, well, it appears like perhaps really kind of, I can't say for sure, but really I think this is what's happening. You've screwed up your whole system board, the expensive one. The most, so that you're looking at about $1,300. Not seven, not a nine, but 1,300. And he says, or the second option, which is really great, and this is what pissed me off. He goes, you can buy one of those the smaller one for $999 today. Okay, how would you like that? I'm like, oh, really? Oh, please.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of crap. So I left there. I went to a Mac doctor after that. I was on a tangent. My sister's like, you go. And so I went and I brought it in, and then he was a little bit more helpful and said, well, it could just be something else. He goes, and I told him my story, and then I did more research, and I obsessed, and I got to put this aside. I got home from my trip, and I was livid. And sorry, Doug, that was what was keeping my mind off it. Doug, bless his heart, had to wait for me to get my work to him that was due. And I was just, I had a tantrum. Well, I dwelled in it on my trip maybe for a good 8 hours, which I was real upset about, because, come on, it's okay. So my sister Teresa, she did mention, because she always gives me her hand-me-downs. That computer's 5 years old now, but Macs last forever. But she said, well, maybe it's time for me to get a new Mac. I'm like, oh, really? So anyway, but I got used to working with it here. So you guys, the chat room will be. So, and then here I am, and I was having problems with, So anyway, hello to everybody in the chat room. I can't go, and if you don't know who I am, but I'm pretty sure, I bet you, here we see. Okay, here we go. Hi, Barbara. Wait, there's a little Xy thing. It's really...
So Maureen isn't going to be in the chat room as much because she doesn't have her Mac and it drains her other laptop.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Well, no, it's going above. It looks like I might have to close it down. Doug remembers, back in the day, I was able to have, it was always a difficult thing, and I'd lose broadcast if I had, the audio is hot, I just said, audio takes more out of a broadcast than the webcam or the Skype audio stuff. But it is going above 80, so I may need to leave. So if I don't say hi to you, if I don't see you come in, it doesn't mean that, I don't like you. Hi, Doug. Hi, Reggie. Hi, Rose. Hi, Susan. Hi, Tracy. Is Tracy new to me? Tracy, are you new to me? Tracy sounds familiar. Thank you for joining. Hi, Julie. Anyway, so if you do come in and you're talking, Julie will have my back. Hi, Susan.
I will.
You always have my back. I think I'm going to exit out because I'm really going above my CPU percentage, and I don't want this broadcast. I'm just coming back. But is everybody okay with the way I look?
You look beautiful.
I always looking for compliments. How about this?
You still look beautiful.
Yeah, I started obsessing on my bangs. See, Joe is the one. I miss Joe. Joe was the guy that always got me. Thank you, Barbara. Joe was the one who always tormented on my bang. I mean, it was like the last 4 years. It was a running joke. I never mind. It was always the bangs. Always the bangs. I don't know if you remember, Julie, for as long as you got to know Joe. He was always on me about, even on Thursday nights, it's like he got this talk radio. It was me and my bangs with him. It was like our little running joke. But it did make me always want to make sure my bangs so in Utah I was snipping the way out. Snip. I think they look like Brenda's, but I know Sue. Sorry, Hannah. Oh, you know Sue. I know Sue. Oh, like the banks. Thanks, Tracy. So you know Susan. You know Susan? So Susan, you brought Tracy in with you, huh? Good job. I like the bangs. Okay, everybody's okay with the bangs. I'm going to start cutting them up. I'm going to start cutting them up later. It's a part. Okay, so I am going to exit out of here, Julie. Okay, and so anyway, for those of you who don't know who I am, you're very lucky. I'm just kidding. No, I am an intuitive psychic empath. And with that, and I utilize tarot cards as my main tool. I use the Hanson Roberts deck right here, and they're small. I been doing this for about 25 years, professionally 25 years, and I never thought I'd be doing it. I didn't think I'd be I always use this that commercial years ago when that guy's running like in a track race, like, and so the police are chasing. And he looks like a track runner, and they go, and it turns out he goes, I never thought I'd be a drug. They're running after him because he's wanted. I never thought I would be doing this work, but here I am, and it is what I must do, and I put my heart and soul into every reading I do, and I feel very strongly, and I love my work, and sometimes I don't, but that's what I do, and I have a lot of integrity, so I say, but it's true, and that's that. So so if anybody would like a reading, please feel free, and Julie will have this. You can Skype in TarotVisions, TarotVisions. Is that a hard way? Julie, I always thought that was great. I mean, my business name has been that for 20-something years. It's all one word, TarotVisions. It's pretty much how it sounds, unless you don't know how to spell tarot, like tarot.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, it was great. You know who actually came up with that name is that other sister of mine who I've not make amends with. Maybe I won't. Not the one I just visited. She's the one actually. I would never. If I was not a nice person, I wouldn't give her credit, believe me. But she came up with that. Or so TarotVisions is Skype, or you can call 858 area code 952-1090, and Julie holds. She does the phones and she pulls you through. I'm going to keep my.
She's calling in.
Oh, fantastic, Susan! I thank you, Susan. Yeah, I did finally get some snow. It was perfect. It wasn't overdone, but I know, and all you people that are getting all that snow.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, how are you? How you doing?
Fine. How are you, Susan? It's nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, you too. You enjoyed some snow in Utah?
Yeah, it wasn't. It just. Do you have me? Do you have your player on the chat room?
No, I turned the mute off when I came
Oh,
upstairs, so I'm not even
sorry.
near my computer.
I guess I just keep hearing my own voice in my head like it's all about me again. No,
I was hearing a little feedback,
yeah.
or some, not feedback, but just like a mechanical noise or something.
Maybe
when you're
maybe it's the
online.
maybe it's my mechanical new boyfriend sitting right next to me. I'm sorry. I'll introduce you later, you guys, later when I can ease my way. No, I don't have. Susan, how I know it's been probably so. Yeah, I did get just plenty, and it was a lovely trip, and I was really happy I went, and I went to a wonderful. I'll talk about it after reading. I'll tell people all the time. But thank you, and I saw that little thing. He said you finally got your snow, and it was good. And I was supposed to. I had planned to go to. I don't know if Mary's here yet to Gettysburg, which I was looking forward to. Boy, they've been dumping the snow. Winter Wonderland's pretty dumped over there. I don't know what Doug's in your area too, huh, Susan?
Oh yeah, we had more snow today.
Yeah, I know it was in Mary's in Pennsylvania. It's been heck. I know Doug said, well, as of yesterday, he said it was okay. I don't know what it's like now, but for me, it's 75 degrees here. It's been gorgeous. I mean, I know I'm not rubbing in, but you know how when we don't live in a place, I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can't wait for spring. I just want spring.
I know, but you guys have the seasons so pretty and it's nice. I know it's hard probably living it, but I lived in the snow I lived in Utah for a year. I loved it. But then I knew I always belonged down at the beach too. I don't think I could live there forever.
Right.
So Susan, what's up? I hope something interesting. What's going on?
No good news, but I'm just kind of calling in a sense for an update because you made a post last night and it was like Happy Valentine's to everybody and smiles. It's contagious, and I thought that was like, okay, that sounds like he's in a good place, so I'm hoping that means maybe he's in a good place and getting ready
to come into his own true skin and walk the walk of authenticity. Yeah. Is the last time you spoke, have you had any communication with that brother? Have you ran into any?
No.
Okay, so
I haven't spoken to either one of them
good.
since last summer, so.
Okay, so you've been staying away from the areas that, everything has been kind of...
Yeah.
Good. I'm saying that in a good way. I'm not saying good, that's what you should be doing. I'm not, I don't say to, or tell people you should do this. I kind of encourage things, but, that, we talked about if you ever, like I said, I remember, if ever you need me to do, you know what I mean, we talked about getting rid of readings, right? On, your readings in the past, remember? Wasn't it you? Wasn't it you we spoke about? All your personal business and readings that we've had?
Yeah.
Okay. It was you and I we spoke about that, right? If you ever want...
Wait a minute, spoke about
about
what?
you asked me, because all the stuff, through the course where I read for you and it's on YouTube and everywhere else. Wasn't it you and I, it was you that we spoke about, if you ever want me to, I would be happy to make sure I would remove...
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. I know I'm a little bit out there, but okay. So from that, I guess what I'm asking is, I reflected back. That was the last. I remember we spoke the last time, and so you're wondering what hopefully might rear its head in not such a bad way.
Right.
Okay. And everything else is going well in your.
Yep.
Good. Well, I am seeing this. It looks like there was a lost victory around the winter. It's January. It's like something, it's just like it sounds, a lost victory. It's kind of a bummer. And it's also winter time, so it's kind of like really a bummer because, people, especially where you live and stuff, when it's winter, it can be a down, you don't feel real happy. Although I would, but it's kind of the darkness, but it's almost like there's a lost victory. But you know what? I want to tell you, you're really, I'm just going to read on. I just have to say how I have to say, you're absolutely in such a good place as a nurturing, motherly, and I'm not talking about just being the regular mother type to your children, but just to all, it's like you just have a really good sense about you, and you're real Mother Earth. It's like the Mother Earth, and it's very positive, and it's a good place to be in, even with what's happening with, your personal life with Mike, right, Mike.
No.
You know what? What is it that I don't? Why is it that I always? You know why I'm getting old? Not my. And what is it? No, what's his name? What's his name?
Rick.
Rick. I'm sorry. Gosh, but it's Mike. You know what? Everybody's name. I'm sorry. You know, Susan. I know who we're. Rick. Who's Mike? Do you know Mike? Who is
I
Mike?
have a brother-in-law, Mike.
Okay, that's enough. Then okay, then I'm fine. I'm joking. That's why I saved that one. I'm like, well, you know, Rick. God darn these too many mics. I know who he is. Oh, I got his name wrong. But even with that going on, it feels like there's a lot of good new ideas. There's a lot of fertility around you, and I'm not talking about baby so much fertility. There's just a lot of wonderful, and you're just like, for everybody. I don't know. We did talk about your children before.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a really good place right now, even, you know, in spite of what's, you know, lost victory on the other part. You have this ability. You are very much into the. Here's a really come. You're in between worlds. You have that. It's really can be uncomfortable. It's more than intuition. It's almost like your vision is very clear, but it's uncomfortable. Where you're walking around going, I can really see things clearly. Although it would make you feel. Well, this is the thing. It's almost like you can see way beyond appearances and also stories. And so if someone was to say this is, and I've seen this on Mind Games, this is a blue ink pen, and I hand it to you and you go, no, it's not, Maureen, it's black. No, actually it's really blue, but no, you look at it and you write it, it's black to you. You're right. It would be. It's almost like you're a link between the seen and the unseen. So there's no intellectual rape going on there. There's no storytelling. Everything is as it is. So I feel that you just said something about how you felt maybe he's reaching out, for instance, or there's something of interest that might be in a positive way, is what I heard. So I definitely feel that I would trust where you're coming from with that, or how you see it, because definitely you're almost like that there's like a super goddess. That's just a nice word, but you have this, and it's like I said, this ability that's profound, and like I said, it's in between worlds where everything's very, you can see it. Even it's not like you wish it, and it's like you see real far. And I do see a man here next to you who looks like someone like a counselor type of person that you would go to for advising, and he looks like, you know, whenever I say we're older, I guess it's about my age. I don't know, Susan, you and I think you're a bit younger than me.
Yeah, only like 2 years younger.
Okay, so we're about the same age. Do you ever find, this is the thing, he looks like he's in his middle 50s. I know, we're about that same. But, or maybe a little later, but he looks like someone that you could go to, and he's, I'm not clear who he is, I feel you know of him, but to talk to, and to give you some objective advising, but there's an emotional feeling and a spiritual feeling connected to him. And a lot of times this man has been through a lot of hell, but also he almost is like, he's a male energy, but he would be a good person to be able to talk through. You know, I don't know if he's a counselor, maybe someone at a church, maybe, or you could be a professor, someone like that you feel real comfortable, and he gives you really sound advising, and especially in regards to, and I mean, you may not have ever done this, but helping you understand maybe, or he may also know Rick, perhaps, I don't know, but I do feel you know of him, but he's really close at hand. You look like you're heading in happiness, Susan. I really do see you heading in happiness. I know the spring, we're almost, for me it's like the spring. The spring is coming. I don't know if the Groundhog Day, when does that come about? With the exam, it's going to be early. When does that happen? Does anybody know? The groundhog. The groundhog shows itself, and remember hours ago, the spring's earlier or comes early with the groundhog. Isn't there a movie?
It happened 2
he
weeks
said,
ago.
I think he saw his shadow, so I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be not early.
Oh, so Julie,
So it'll be March 20th, I guess.
Okay,
right.
so it's not coming. So that's about the normal time.
Right.
This is the thing. I'm seeing this around that time period. You look so. I mean, there's extreme. You're full of joy. You're full of joy. Your personal power is wonderful, and you're happy about something, and everything. And I see your faith. And when I tell people your faith, and this is what I mean, I'm not talking about religion so much, but if that's what it means, like you go to a church or go do something that makes you feel you're connected, to have that feeling of hope and faith. And it's not a sense of hope fulfillment, but it's like I'm seeing that you should really keep your eye out for the light at the end of that tunnel. Basically, the best way is to say, keep your eye out for the bright stars. And maybe it's in the sky and call it the tunnel. I don't know. It's not like I see you go into the tunnel while near death. I'm just saying, I just see such positive energy, and you empowering yourself, and you're heading in a good direction. This is going to be. I do see Rick, and he looks like you're not through. Okay, I know you know that. I do see. It's not so much I see you immediately physically seeing him why this is going to be happening, and it goes like this. What I'm visualizing or getting here is that he's going through stuff that he's dragging and dwelling in the negativity of past past really painful things. And it may be not just love relationships, but maybe families that has ripped him apart, but he keeps dwelling in it instead of putting it to rest, having a memorial, and let it be. Because the more you dwell in it, or be, regret and guilt, it'll keep him from seeing what's wonderful right there, like you. So it almost like keeps him from having to participate. And I'm also seeing, is he I forgot, what is he? I know that he's like the black, his brother I know is painted him a certain way. And for work, I remember you told me about that, but, and the band, he doesn't do anymore, right?
Right.
That's so sad. Yeah. And I see an opportunity surrounding him in the next 3 months with somebody that really believes in some opportunity. I want to ask you something, because I know you said he's doing this work, but what did he do at one time? He's smart. He has vision about things. He's a visionary.
Right.
Did he kind of put that to the side? I'm not saying what he's doing right now is bad, but I'm just saying there's an opportunity, there's an opportunity to do something that's not what he's doing now, for one.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, and I see you completely being released from all the self-imprisonment. And I see no more stagnation. I'm not making this stuff up. I could, but I'm not. I know. I see completion. You're not through. It's not done. This is his stuff. I guess I'm invading on him a bit. Yes, I am. Okay, and I don't do that all the time, of course. But it is coming up, and it is indirectly in your reading, right? I'm seeing his process or journey going, or he's processing and sorting out. And it may be that, he can't be around you to be doing this, and that's fine. But what I am seeing is that he's working through things, and he's doing, and it's happening. And that's best, because you don't need to help him work through things out, But I do see it happening. It's not like it's going to stop and go. I see it flowing. And by being it's like you feel freedom. You feel freedom to be able to, how you feel like self-imprisonment when it comes to him. I mean, it's not a real great place to be because of what's happening, but I do see him sorting himself out on his own and really moving forward. And actually, I do see him doing a lot of really work that's more up as he's more qualified for, that would be more make him feel better. I'm also seeing the La La Land's over. I see definitely no more Limbo Land. This does pertain to a relationship, but you are also very strong too. It's a really good time in a lot of ways, because this time right now you're becoming solid. But I feel that you have good reason to keep faith, like I said, or see that this is going to be fine, and you can actually see it with your uncanny between world type of energy. And I do see by spring, you look like you're so happy. I see completion with this and liberation. And I feel definitely that this is going to be a time, there's time of like a spiritual death and then rebirth, and within 4 months I see a big turnaround of how maybe it was at one time when you were really connected, like and when I say intimate, I'm not talking about just sex, right? I do see that. And there's no fat lady singing in this one. Until the fat lady. It's not like
So
that.
in that happiness you're saying that I feel this spring, because I know that I'll just be really happy in the spring anyway because it's spring. But you do see us kind of.
No,
together,
he's
right?
he's like I said. I invaded. I don't like saying that word, but it is. I don't like to invade on other people unless they're asking me. But he came up. It's your reading. I don't see that, unless you're seeing somebody else, I don't see it to be the case. You're not, are
No.
you? You're not?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
so that way, I'm going on that. It's hit, no, he's in this, so the stuff that I'm seeing with him, yes, the thing seeing you happy about is, it's like you're on a power horse, your personal power is intact, but you're also heading in a direction where there's a feeling of, and I do see his energy be, what he's going through, and, and I feel that you're gonna be liberated finally to be able to, you know, when someone else gets better in anything, like in their health feels better or whatever, his emotional state, he feels more at peace, he's not fearful, and you're liberated, it's liberating. I see you spending time with him. I do feel that I always felt he cared so much about you, and I know that you know that. But, you know, so much appears like, by all appearances, by everybody. But you have the keen ability to be able to look beyond that, and it's hard to talk about with anybody because they would just tell you you're crazy and move on. He doesn't care, blah, blah, blah. I say it, I don't care what they say. And I could be wrong, but I don't care what other people say about it. People are all different. But I honestly feel there's completion with this, and what I mean by that is there's a new beginning. Or when there's a completion, there's a new beginning. It's a part of life. And I see you very happy, not just because of springtime. I see it looks really good, and I do see a turnaround. Whereas before, you're real bored. Let's put it this way: nothing's happening. There's nothing going on in a relationship with him right now, for one. There was a while ago, remember? Okay, now there's nothing. What I was meaning is, suddenly I see a complete turnaround where it's like, oh wow, you're not bored anymore. There's some eventful stuff going on between you two, emotionally speaking too. I'm not saying to hang in there, but yeah, I know deep down you have a feeling, and maybe it's hard when people go, oh, don't be a fool and move, whatever, or you say to yourself, go about your business as you're doing, but I do see you I see you getting back your personal power, and that's real great, and also being a feeling of liberation and not feeling so self-imprisonment. Just because, and that's a really good feeling in itself, just for your own inner work, and that's really great. But I don't see this as not. I see this to be positive. I see him working in an opportunity where it's more. He'll feel more like he's qualified. He's giving. It'll make a big difference to him, and I can understand that absolutely.
Yeah, so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he'll start feeling. He's going through a lot of stuff, and I guess in the meantime, I'm glad you're not there alongside of him, because it probably wouldn't get done, because you'd probably want to take care of him, and the whole thing would be a mess, really, think about it. I feel that you're on track still, Susan. I know it's hard, but if you ever want, contact me, tell me you're going crazy. I have no problem with that. Email.
I had messaged you a couple weeks ago on Facebook.
Oh, I want to tell you right now, Facebook, bad situation. What I'll do is I'll send you a message with my cell phone number. The best way to always get me is texting me. Can you do that? Do you have a cell? Do you have a cell?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Because I'll be right honest, and Julie knows this. I think Barbara does too. I have a tendency of not checking any messages. I'll send you.
That's okay.
Okay, no. So I mean when I say roses, and I think she knows I'm like that too. Texting is the best. I have no problem with that. And I'll immediately, so I don't mind, so I'll send, after I'm done here tonight, I'll send you a message with my phone number. I think it's under my About Me also on my Facebook. If you click About Me, the phone number's in there. Everybody knows. It is in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Susan, do that, because I don't mind, okay?
Okay.
And I know it's hard, but you're okay. You'll be okay. You won't be disappointed, I know. I just feel a little good about it.
All right. Well, I saw that post, and I was hoping that meant he was like feeling better, and I just hope that.
And that
good. So.
Absolutely. And you, like I said, you have this keen, really weird, uncomfortable as it may be, in between. I can't even explain it. It's so profound. It doesn't surprise me that you would view it that way, because I feel that you have a very strong feeling that maybe you can't logically explain either. So that's reasonable. And I'm glad, because that makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know. I know you're down. I know you're down. I don't know how many people you talk to. The ones you talk to that that give you an indication that you're crazy, don't do it. I feel that take it for what it's worth, and maybe be very careful who you confide in about it, because that can really.
Well, Tracy's in chat tonight. She's one of my friends that really supports me on all of this.
Oh, I'm glad. Good, Tracy. Thank you. And that's a good thing, because everybody's different and people don't get it. And I know I could say the other way and say, you're not waiting for that guy. Run, Susan, run, don't walk. But, you know, I've heard the story, but I'm real objective when I feel.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Tracy, you keep up with it.
All right.
Susan,
Well,
thank you.
Let you go so you can read someone else. But
yeah.
I really appreciate your time, and
You're
I'm
welcome.
glad you had a good trip, and I'll talk to you soon.
And I'll get you my number to text me when you need help with me.
All right.
Telling you off. Bye, Susan. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Maureen. Bye.
Everybody knows I don't check messages. Julie, you know. Okay.
Yes, no Facebook.
I'm so bad. I don't mean to be, you guys. I'm a mess. That's why I do the work I do. So, is there another call? Tracy, you want to call? Oh, anybody in the chat room? Hi. If I didn't say hi to you, but I could think about Julie. Who's in the chat room? Could you before you call?
We have Barbara, Doug, Reggie, Rose, Susan, and Tracy.
Oh, it's the same people in there. And I said hello to all of you. Oh, hello to all of you again. And Doug too. And well, until someone calls next week, I'm really excited about the guest I'm having on Thursday at psychicaccesstalkradio.com. It's Mary Greer, and anybody that reads, and for me, I didn't learn by anybody. I was self-taught, and she's a pioneer of she was so cool, and what I liked about her, she was a type where I always talk to people, if you want to learn how to read tarot, there's no rules, put the books aside. She wrote a lot of different, she's written so many, but she's a pioneer. She's like a tarot master, but she's so humbling, but she is very well known if you're a tarot reader at all. But she had workbooks, but what she does is, and that's how I learned, and I took it a little step further, I drew pictures, but she didn't do that, but she goes, you just pick up one card and you focus on what the connection is. And that's the best way to learn how, and I started doing that. And such as the court cards, and you go, well, I know that person, that's my father, energy. She's redefined tarot, and she's been doing this for 40 years, and she's very well known. I'm really excited because she's such a lovely woman. So she's going to be my guest on Thursday, and I'm really happy. And she's been honored with all sorts of things. Is there a caller?
No, there isn't. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
And Barbara said, you have the right not to check Facebook. You owe us nothing.
I know, but I know I see you guys. I know you guys, but it's not about that. I don't mean to be afraid. I get afraid. I'm afraid. When you're fearful, I am a mail opening.
I'm Miranda.
Who's here?
Miranda.
Who? Who's
Miranda.
in Do I know her? Miranda, new person?
No, it's okay.
I know, but I want to be part of
never
it.
mind.
Wait, what's so funny? Julie, you gotta let
She
me.
says it's just a jokester in the chat room.
A new jokester or someone we know is a jokester?
Yeah.
Oh
no,
God, I want to
somebody-
be in there. See, that's what I want to. I need to get them. I want to get it fixed. I want to be part of the fun time sometime.
Yes.
I thought.
You don't want to be part of this fun time.
Oh, good. So you're really handling it well. So you can tell me about it later. Okay. Fun time.
Yeah.
Barbara.
I just removed them.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you didn't have any fun. Usually I go, oh, really? When they say, it's okay, I laugh. You know, Barbara, I did send you a thing about, talking. Well, Barbara knows. I think, okay. Anyway, what else?
Barbara, were you going to call in tonight?
Yeah, Barbara, feel free to call. And I thought Stephen Lewis was going to be, Stephen, my co-host, I thought, it would be nice to have him interact with us. Doug, I know he said he's coming, bless his heart, but, Stephen, you're the one who, knows music. I'd love to have him
Yes.
sing for us, and he's a guitar player. But,
He might be having power trouble or snow.
oh, that's right, it's real bad.
That's about it.
It's real bad there. Hey, Doug, is it bad? I'm just going to ask him and he'll type it in. Doug, how's the weather for you? I know that it kind of passed you by, which I find unusual. I know he'll type in what it is. But I was thinking about that after I spoke to you. Because I don't know.
Doug said that he had snow there.
But, okay, it did happen. It did happen.
And he said it's bad. He said
Oh,
it's
it
bad.
was. Okay, because he thought it might, oh, wow. Well, hope you're cozy. I'll be there just to throw snowballs. You know, I love snow, like I said, but I'm glad I'm not snowed anywhere. But I like being snowed in if I don't have to bother. So Julie, what was I going to say? Oh, you know, I took those photographs from the plane, and
Oh,
I couldn't
gorgeous.
believe they were turned out because they were dirty kind of, you know, windows. I thought I'm just going to try it. They were gorgeous, weren't they? Lovely, and
Yes.
it was nice. And so if anybody wants to call, please do so right now. Tracy, maybe, I'm not pushing you. I don't push people, but because Susan, and she's a friend. And Susan, I hope that you're not tormented with the reading I gave you. It's always about me. I think, and everybody, I was laughing on, everywhere I go, and they have a sense of humor, people laugh at me, because we all do that. We just don't admit it. It's like, I'm always thinking someone's looking, and they're not. They have other things going on but me, but I'm always thinking it's about me. And it's funny because we all, maybe we don't all tend to do that. I don't know.
Oh, I do.
I know, but then I make a joke about when someone's like, you know, if I'm at coffee and they're giving me coffee at the place. Sometimes they look at me and go, what? I'm like, oh, please. I think I'm funny, and you're not even embraced this time, knowing that we all do. I don't understand. I'm like, oh, shut up. Shut up, okay. No offense. I have
Susan said she's grateful.
I'm grateful for you, Susan, but I know it's hard, and I know I could be giving you a line of crap, maybe, but I'm not. I'm not. You know, there are a lot of people that do. You know what, my daughter had an interview. Yes, this is interesting, with Lisa Miller, who is for that program, and it's going to be hard for Columbia. She's going to get in there anyway for the masters, but she wants to go in that spiritual, and they interviewed her, and she said, my daughter's all down. She has this issue about perfectionism, and it sounded good because she was saying, listen, she goes, Mariah, why do you want to get into this? And, you know, she's a director, and she had to be fast. She has a job to do. And Mariah was like, down. I go, it sounds good. She said, well, Mariah said something really great. What she said about she wanted to go for the source. Why are you living in Thailand? And she goes, what do you mean by the source? And she goes, Mom, I didn't think that. I thought it was weird. I go, no, what did you say to her? Mariah came back and said exactly what she's all about, the source. But I said, Mariah, there's a lot of New Agers. There's a lot of psychic people out there like that, too. Come on, Julie. That we want to pretend. I mean, some people, I love a lot of people, but come on. You know, oh, if you're psychic, you can go, the source would be the universe, and then we all flock, you know, come on. and Mariah, I was trying to tell Mariah, she asked you a good question, and she was very happy with, you know, your authenticity. You want to be in that program, so that's what she's looking for. This is real important in Columbia. And, you know, I said it's a lot, in my work, it's very similar. You know, if you all out there have anything to say about that, please call and say so. But, you know, like I said, I've got great colleagues that I really enjoy, but there's some that, you know, like any other people in professions and different professions. Yeah, you know, Julie. Well, you've been around.
I do know.
Yeah, and you've had some people like that too. But it's so cool to be like, oh, and you know, if you want to be, I want to be a spiritualist. I came to Thailand because it's so pretty. In fact, you know, who knows? You had all this money to go, and now you're Abba Baba in Buddhism. But the thing of it is, you know, she didn't understand. I go, Mariah, it's okay. She asked you that. She needs to weed out the ones, especially younger people. She needs to know that you would be well worthy of being in that program. So I was really happy. You know, don't you agree? I do.
I do agree.
She's going to be back soon. That's great.
Yay!
Yeah, she's going to be back soon. Not living with me as a boyfriend, but that's okay. Anyway, he already found 2 jobs there in New York, so he's serious about moving out there. But anyway, I had some pictures tonight if we didn't have anything else. If no one's going to, don't be shy to call in. Because every time you guys call in at the last minute, or actually I'll have to keep my readings real short, but I have some really cool pictures. She went out of town, you know, another area. She did the elephants, so it was trippy, riding elephants. Yeah, which I've never done myself. Okay, I jump out of planes. Never. Have you ever ridden an elephant? Anybody out there? Raise your hand.
I have.
Have you?
I rode it in a circus once.
You did? Were you a circus?
I did.
Were you a circus gal?
No, it was just as a fun thing. It was just a fun thing, and I wasn't really a circus gal.
Oh, shit.
I was just in the right place at the right time and wearing the right attire and stuff like that.
Well, that's neat. Did you feel nervous? Were you nervous?
I was nervous. They are. It's not what you expect. They're lumber along, and it's not what I expected at all. And they're really high up there.
Yeah, they are, and Mariah said it's a really, it was very reasonable to do it. She said it was really neat though, and she said they went to the water with them, which I guess is what they're. Wait, I'll show you a picture. I think I can do it right here, if it works out. Yeah, see that? They don't look very big to me though. But she said it was neat, but it was a little bit. But when they got to the water, it was pretty cool doing that. Can everybody see that photo here? There, yes.
Yeah.
See, I did that right. But there were some places she's been going to. It's just been phenomenal. I can't keep up. But there's she went. God, what else should she do? She paid some money to go to a fancy hotel. $50 a night is a 4-star. So she had her interview, and she went by herself. She's really getting into being able to be alone and be okay. She met some fantastic people on the way there, new people. And see, when you go alone somewhere, it's great. You meet fantastic people. And, oop, I still have it on screen. Sorry, here's some. But I was really happy to hear that. This is cool. Look at this place.
Patty and Lotus came in.
Oh, hi, Patty.
Actualist.
And who?
Who knows Actualist? I think they know Barbara. I'm not sure. Or they are in New York too.
Hi.
Actualist, call in.
Yeah, you guys call in. I'm just kind of.
Because
yeah, and Patty,
they said they
hi.
were next, so.
Yeah, go for it. I'm ready. I'm just kind of showing pictures of. I'm just bragging. Not bragging. I want to go there. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. So, anybody ready to call?
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barb. Barbara's back again, huh?
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi. Hang on. Let me
Hi,
turn
Barbara.
you off on the other thing.
Okay. There you are.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. It's really clear. Absolutely.
Great. And I was able to turn off. I've got my earbuds in, but I could hear you in the other player window, so I had to mute that one so that it wasn't
Yeah.
echo in my ear.
Good job. I'm sorry, Barbara, I will be talking to you. Well, let's do it. We will.
Oh, I know we will.
I know, but
Barbara, so you have no echo. I'm sorry to jump in here, but you have no echo at all.
I don't hear any echo at all here. Do you, Julie?
Thank you.
Do you, Julie?
We did with Susan, but we don't have Barbara, so thank you.
Well, I'm going to bless everybody.
That's
okay.
why I put my earbuds in. Oftentimes it comes from the speaker in the room.
Yeah, or it can come from all sorts of things like the little gremlins. I'm joking. my little boy toy. No, I'm joking. Barbara, how you doing?
Really good, except we've had tons and tons of snow like you're talking about.
I
so
know,
unless I need groceries, I've basically stayed in and worked, and I'm very itchy to get out because I walk every other day, except I haven't been able to do that for 2 weeks. But so instead I turned it around and started taking pictures of all the snow and videos of the snow.
I saw the. Did you see? I said something incredible with the snow. I saw something. I was like amazed. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Was it the?
Yeah, well, there was an album. That's the album that I've been putting all the pictures in from February because it's been snowing all month long.
Well, was it snowflake or was it ice? It was icicle.
I do have several pictures of like just a tiny little crystal of ice that is formed on a branch or something.
That was it. It was gorgeous.
I have several of those.
It was gorgeous. I was I loved it.
I feel really blessed except I hate that it's so cold. I almost said effing.
It's okay. You can
I hate that it's so
you can
cold.
say that word, on the show because we're not G hour. We're after that. So go ahead. Okay. I don't.
Yeah, but still,
Motherfucker.
Oh my God, Brooke says F all the time.
I know. It's just a word. Okay.
But I've been blessed to be able to get those kinds of pictures and video, but it's so cold. I'm also ready to move on.
Well, is there any way you could take maybe if you go into the corner of your wall, the border, what do you call it, the board along sideboard, whatever on the ground, and maybe you could snap a photograph of those borrowers that live there. I the little borrower people that live in the. Just saying, maybe. I don't know. I know it must be very difficult. I'm so.
The elementals. Yes, we have tons of elementals here on Long Island.
Yeah, well, well, I'm going to New York as far as I'm concerned. Like I told Mariah again, I'll be heading out there in June, and that's all there is to it. And I'll be able to meet you then. Won't you
I
be?
know.
Unless you're
I'm
not
so
there.
excited about
Unless
it.
you're not there, you'll be there, won't you? In June, or do you plan to go?
Um,
I mean,
I don't know.
well,
Every month I'm open and I'm just flowing with,
I
where
mean, but
life
you
is
don't have any
taking
big
me.
plans to go out of the country at this point in time.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay, that's perfect. See, you said the word. Yay, everybody. She said, and we can't. That's great because, I mean, I'll let you know way ahead of time, but I'd love to, and Mariah would love to meet you too, I know. So, maybe we'll be able to work it out. If not, I'll just have to stay as long as I can till you
Yeah.
get back, wherever you.
No,
I'll be staying at the
I love the
Algonquin.
fact I
Algonquin.
love the fact that there are people that I meet that have a reason to come to New York City, and where I live is so close that I can just, meet them
I-
there. And I worked there for 15 years,
Yeah.
7 days a week almost, so I know the city inside and out. So, it's a great place and a great opportunity to be able to meet people there. I
Yeah.
can't wait to meet
Well,
you.
not only
I
that-
love going there. Just like, go ahead.
Well, not only that, but Mariah will be looking for you. You maybe becoming real resourceful to help Mariah in certain areas because she's not going to be able to afford to live in a part of the city she wants to. So she's going to be going to Columbia, but she's talking about you could maybe direct her in a good place for her to live. That's reasonable, like Brooklyn. She's talking about Brooklyn or something year round. You know that area where you can.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great. Now I'll be staying in a
Yeah.
hotel in New York called Algonquin. I love the Algonquin. I love that Algonquin hotel. Maybe I'll see what happens, but still, that would be even lovelier. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Just say,
You know what I
say,
think we should do? I think that we should, at the very least, bring an audio recorder, and when we're in the flow of a conversation, just start the recorder, and then pop it up as content for TarotVisions.
oh yeah, yes.
Because we're going to have some really amazing conversations when we meet in person.
I know we will. I can't wait. And it'll be nice. You'll finally, I can touch you. In a good way, you know what I mean? And when I touch, molest you. But
Yes, you'll be able to tell people that I am actually real.
No, and also for Mariah too. It was a real big. It was a timeline for her when you came in and sent her. It was a real time period. Lotus would like to know if you see a new job coming up for her. She asked me. Lotus, I know you better get. Barbara, you know what you do. Mariah's a very. I mean, you were the one who saw Mariah before she was in high school still. I think at that time.
I know, that's why it's going to be so great to watch her during the next
No,
decade.
she really has a connection to you, and she talks about, when we talk about you, she always has a smile because she always remembers you, and that's why I think it's kind of nice because you might be helpful if you want to be direct her into a good area, or moving.
My gosh. I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I first moved to New York, I didn't have that, and I had to solicit it fast from like a lot of sources and strangers, and it was, so I made a few mistakes, but I pretty much did a good job of all the different places I lived while I was in the city. But you do have to, it's a knowledge, and I'd be happy to share it with her.
I know.
So she ends up in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
Where she's,
And you have the
she
insight.
can afford it, but she's also not going to get mugged.
No, that's exactly right, and that's why it's gonna. And I really would appreciate that because that's a really good thought. She will be going there with. She said Brooklyn is kind of the cool up and come, but you know that much more other areas around, and you hop on, and you can get to Columbia just as well, hopping from that, how what I'm talking. You're in New York,
Yeah, but the truth is Brooklyn is really quite a ride to Columbia, and I don't know if I would want to schlep
And
that long of a distance every single day. But you know what? She could easily find a place to live for, say, a month or two, and then talk to some of the people she's going to school with.
That's
and
true.
they're all going to give her better ideas than that, but at least it'll get her going.
Yeah, that's
Because I'm
true.
sure they know all kinds of great deals and opportunities and things that only people who are in the school and have to get back and forth themselves know.
That's true, but that may be true. But on the other hand, you might even be better than those people, just because I don't know, because a little bit more. I don't know.
Well, get this. When I first, came to New York and stayed with a girl who I had worked with in Chicago. And she had since moved to New York and allowed me to stay with her for a few days because I wanted to stay there just for, say, a week or less and get a job if I could. And I called her ahead of time and said, if I come to New York, how many days until I can get a job? And she was also a paralegal, so she said 3. And so I was like, okay, well, I can do that. And I was here 3 days and had 2 job offers. And 2 weeks later, I had to start working here. And I didn't even have a place to stay or anything. I just had flown up for, to stay with my friend and do these, go to the headhunters and stuff. And so in 2 weeks, I had to move my whole self to New York. And after I got the job offers, I spent a couple of days with my friend's help looking for apartments, and that's how I got started. But my apartment wasn't going to be ready until I think it was August or September, and this was April. So I signed the lease on that one, knowing I had that in August. And when I came, I actually stayed in a hotel, and then a rooming house that had been converted to a hotel. And then I stayed at an apartment. I not sublet it. What's it called? Yeah, I guess I did. I sublet it from one of the lawyers in the firm who had to go to the California office for the summer, and that was right next to Columbia. That's how I know that area so well. But it freaks you out, and it was really challenging to work out those details. Exciting, but challenging.
Is, and you've had those experiences.
I'm happy to help her.
That's why I'm saying you've had those experiences already. That's why I think it's ideal, absolutely ideal that you would be. Just a thought I had. I thought about you. I mentioned it to Mariah too. She said, "Oh yeah," because she has been, because she regards you high. I told her to. I go, you put her up on that pedestal. Barbara needs to go because she should, because she has a lot going on, and she can really, because that's what it's about, helping someone and direct them. Because you know already,
Yeah,
Barbara,
yeah. No matter what she needs, I can tell her what something to get on, to go to what place to get that cheapest or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. So I'm thinking definitely. Well, she'll have to be there by June. I can't wait. Just for me, I don't care about her going to school. I'm joking. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm typing a little bit. There, I'm done. And I didn't have to talk out loud while I was typing because those bad words. No. Bad words. I just sent something.
Just so I know whether to bring up a big topic or not, are you planning for the show to be an hour tonight or 2?
I know I'm going to go off. I'm going to go off at 8 tonight, and so I wanted to know. I know we need to get together. So I know and I'm sorry, Barbara, because I didn't do it right. But I'm going to go off at 8 tonight, and there's a good reason why. And it could be because I have a date with my boy toy. I'm joking. I don't. I have a boy toy. He's a blow-up doll. But I'm not joking. I'm going to go work a little bit online right before the end of the month. Is Doug still in there? Julie, is Doug still in there? I probably is. He's probably laughing at me.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I have an hour before. It's a little thing about working on site and about, whatever. So I'm only going to go till 8 tonight. So I'd rather, and if we come, and if you want to talk about some particular, or we both do, we want to, meeting of the minds and collaborate and go off of each other about some really cool things. I'm always happy to go over because I had no problem being 2 hours before, but it got to be.
No, I 1 hour, 2 hours, it doesn't matter. I knew that we'd have to be wrapping up if you were going to leave it at the top of the hour.
Right.
And so that I wouldn't bring up something like, the quantum matrix field and
that's a good one.
And its effect on the time continuum or some bullshit.
Oh, no, I like that. No, actually, no. Are you serious? Were you just making that up, or is that something you really were thinking about?
Well, it is something I could talk about, but not in 4 minutes.
No, I know that. Well, that's I know that. No, Barbara, I want you to.
10 minutes and possibly a whole hour.
Barbara, I want you to talk as fast as you've heard me ever talk, but like 100 times faster. No, Barbara, I know that we couldn't do that, but I like that. I like that topic, or that. I like that. I'd like to explore that. What you just said. That's why I asked you if it's something that just came out of the top of your head, or are you really thinking about that? Because why don't we do that for next week? Would you be up for that?
Sure.
Are you up for that? I would love to do that. That sounds to me like a great thing. I don't know.
Now all I can hear is something that sounds like
It's
a
Julie,
hairdryer or a lawnmower.
it's Julie coming in. Julie, did you have something to say because of what I wrote to you?
No.
Are you sure?
I was just saying I'm up for being here next week.
Oh, you are too? That's good. I
Yes.
meant to ask you because I don't want to take advantage of Julie. Hell
But the
no.
truth is, you know what, Maureen, I'd rather hear about your date that you have tonight next week.
What date? Date with me, myself.
Your boy toy date.
My boy, I'm just joking. No Valentine's Day for me.
I know, but you know, next week you can tell us all about it.
I don't have any
Make it up as
dates,
you
but you
go.
know me, Barbara. I need to start getting. Oh, brother. I mean, I'm cracking myself. I have makeup on tonight, so I'm going to go down the street. Maybe I should go to the Marriott Hotel right there and have a glass of wine. No, I won't. But but
You
no.
should. You
No.
should, and then come back and tell us the story.
Yeah, well, I could tell you, and actually, you know how funny it would be, because like I said, anytime a guy looks at me, and I say, do yourself a favor, keep walking, because your head will fall off after, if you sit down with me, your head will spin, and you'll go, oh my God, run! Because it's no fun being around me. I just need to sit there and go like this, or like,
I know exactly what you mean,
Yeah.
because I adore you, but if somebody who didn't know you
oh God,
sat down,
it's
you
so
would,
sad.
You would blow their
But-
mind.
but you know, I do. But Barbara, I've told these people, I go, just don't even look at me like, and it's sweet, you know, they're looking, and then I'm kind of oblivious, like, thinking, why would they be looking at me? Because maybe one guy goes, because I think you're pretty, and I'm not just being like, oh, I want to tell them, I don't see myself like that. I go, oh, please. And they'll say, no, but I'm not a good girly girl, you know, I didn't learn it right, and I should shut up, but this has happened too many times, that's why I'm saying, I feel sorry, because I beg them, just keep walking past me. You will not want to sit here, because you will not feel good when you walk away. and they'll never, some people, they don't get, and they sit down, and there's been many times, in fact, I think, this is a while ago, many times where they walked away going, you're fucked up. I'm like, you know what, but I got them on every single bullshit thing they're saying, you know what I mean, and I don't mean to be like that, but I am what I am, but I warn these people, I warn them, I say, run, don't walk, but run from me, run, but they don't.
But I would have so much fun with them if I were you, because they sit down, and the first thing that they would go, I think you're pretty. Well, thank you very much. And I think that in 2 weeks you're going to meet the woman of your dreams, and you're going to go on a vacation. And
this is exactly
what is your best color this week? Because
no, that's exactly what I said. I don't mean to mess with their heads, because it's the way I'm. And they go, or if they say something that they're kind of, and then I'll look at them. I go, you know, you're a really good person, but you seem to be like not. And it doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. I'm like, then they go, they don't want to hear. That's just that's foreign to them for some girl to be me. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. No one knows the heartache I've seen. No one knows. What was that song? But yeah, no. And sometimes I really enjoy talking to people. They do, and then there's that sex thing that comes, and I'm all oblivious to it again, because they're like, after they seem like they're really into my interesting parts, they go, so do you want to go up and I go, fuck, have a couple of glasses of wine? And I'm like, actually, in the 80s, I certainly would have. Not this time of year.
I probably would have too.
But not at that time. I don't know what the hell. That's right. Things have changed, but no, it's funny. You guys will all be the first to know if I even open up to anybody. It'll be something that we should all have a national holiday, because I don't think it'll ever happen. But
I mean, we probably won't make it until Saturday, because I'm sure it'll make like Good Morning America before TarotVisions ever has a chance to air.
yeah, that's a good one, Barbara. Absolutely. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. Barbara, thanks for coming out. So next week, let's plan. Oh, wait, what is it? No, say the word again. Say what we want to talk about. So I'm prepared. You said. Come on.
God, what did I say?
It was really good. It was really good.
The quantum matrix of the fabric of the quantum matrix, and how it relates to the time
Continuum.
continuum.
I love that. That stuff. I know. I love it.
Basically, basically we could talk about multiple dimensions and stepping in and out of
Parallel
them,
universe.
and,
Parallel.
and how relativity of time and stuff like
And
that.
parallel universe and such like that. Is that
Yeah,
same
would
thing?
that would be part of it.
Yeah.
I can also see where the time as we track it
Right.
linearly
Right.
is, I see it as a gift. That's basically part of it. Some people are like, oh, you're in time or you're out of time, and I'm like, well, no, it's a gift. Don't talk about how terrible it is to be a human in 3D reality. It's like that's like a present we gave ourselves, and we can live in this time, and then we can go in our head and go someplace else, etc.
Yeah, we can go into a comic book. It can be flat. I'm joking. But I mean, but there's also I tend to the people that get it. Things happen in the extraterrestrial sense, where I lose. I lose time. I have before. I don't know. If my sleepwalk. You've heard about people like that. Like what went on? I don't. I'd love. I'm looking forward to this topic.
I think that's story.
Yeah. So okay, definitely that'll be
I think
good.
that would be an interesting story,
Then
and I'll bet you there would be at least one person in the chat.
There might.
So I think we should probably wrap it up because we keep talking on top of each other.
Yeah, and I wanted to say something to Sheila. Sheila's Lotus is still in there, Julie? I hope she didn't leave.
Yes, she is.
Oh, good, because I want to say a little special something to her. Okay, Barbara, that sounds that sounds like a great. I can't wait. I will advertise that without the wording of it appropriately. I think it will be great. I think if people, I would want to come to listen to that. So, I would. So, that's a date. That's a date. Definitely next Saturday, you guys. You heard it. Okay. All right, Barbara. Am I still connected? Yeah. Am I?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what happened to Barbara.
Barbara's still just kind of hanging. She's on an alternate. Well, Barbara. Yeah. Oh, there you are.
I'm here, but I'm muted. I'm here. I'm muted so that she can.
Oh, okay. Lotus in there, and let me see. Oh, I got myself out of that chat room too fast. Lotus, I wanted to tell you hello. And anybody I haven't said hello to, hello, and thanks for coming. Lotus, I wanted to let you know because I was doing something here about what you asked about, and because of the time frame, afterwards, give me about an hour. I will send you because I didn't get to you and I wanted to. And she asked about a job, right? If I see a new job soon. I know that we talked about that before, right? I think Julie is what her question was.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Lotus, I will send you an MP3 about what I was getting, because I was getting something, and I know I was running out of time. And I hope, is that okay with you? And I guess I'll wait for her to say yes or no. And if she says no, I'll have to come get her.
She said okay, yes.
Thank you. I'll have to come up after you. Okay, Lotus, so look for that if you're sleeping. Well, it'll be there by your morning hour, because I know you're ahead of me. But I was hoping to hear that you'd already gotten, well, I'll let you know because I see that one job was ideal for you. But I will definitely send this to you, okay? No problem. And because I am a woman of my word. There. Woman of my word. Bam. Please, you guys, come see me Thursday night. I really don't usually like to push. Well, I do like to push it. It's a great show. But this is something, this woman, if you look up Mary Greer, you have to understand. Like I said, I didn't have anybody teach me anything, but she was, her book, everything she's about, she's so much how I view things and how I look at the tarot. It's a direct reflection of human experience. I mean, really, I feel that. And she is the pioneer woman that really did open that up for my eyes through her many different books that she's written. So I think you'd really enjoy it. Anybody would enjoy it. It's a different type of tarot topic. It's going to be fantastic. If you look her up, Mary Greer, Greer, you'll find out what I'm talking about. She's fantastic. Unbelievable. A cool woman. So there, and so I expect you all there. psychicaccess.com, and it starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, and it's 8 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Central, okay. It's 2 hours, second hour. We do free readings, all right? Okay, so I'm signing off, and I thank you all for coming and joining us, and I'm there you have it. Goodbye, Julie. Oh, well, Julie, I'll stand for 1 second. And goodbye, everybody. And your names I may not be calling. Thanks, Tracy and Susan and Reggie and everybody else I forgot.
And Patty.
And Patty, a hug. I can almost come at you. A hug. I'm so happy to see you, and I want to talk to you soon. I just adore, Patty. I adore. Whatever, Patty. But Patty. If you have anything you want to ask me about, Patty, you and I we always do our thing, because we're associates on psychicaccess.com. We're the best readers on there. Right, Doug? Is Doug still there? He leaves.
Doug left.
Okay, but we are the best readers on psychicaccess.com. Oh, Patty. Patty, if you need to talk about anything, just let me know. You're my sister. You're just sister. My sister.
Patty says hugs to you.
Thanks. And okay, anybody else like?
Everybody else says good night. And
good night. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next week. There you have it.
Bye.
Maybe we'll do 2 hours next week. Bye, you guys. And we're out of here.